Mike, which question should we ask Aditi about the Messi thing?
That nice line.
If she thinks 100 kids could beat Messi.
No gray. You got gray now.
Yeah, is Aditi there?
We do have Aditi.
The kids.
Aditi,
Wisdom
hi.
The kids.
Did you hear that
Hi.
question?
No, I'm confused.
All right. You know Messi, I mean, I'm not a soccer guy, but you know who Messi is, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So one team is Messi and just like a good, solid MLS goalie. Just a guy. But he's a professional.
Okay.
From the Columbus Crew.
From the Columbus Crew, whoever their goalie is,
Okay.
all right? The
Okay.
other team is 110-year-olds that are good at soccer, not like the greatest ever, but there's 110-year-old soccer players, all 100 good athletes for their age, good, solid soccer players. Who wins?
Well, are you playing 11 of the 100 or are all 100 on the field
All
at the same
100
time?
on the field at the same time.
Yeah, I feel like they'd run into each other and Messi could dribble all through them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you're
I'm
going
putting my
Messi.
money on Messi. Yeah, I am.
Plus, could you imagine him squaring up on a 10-year-old goalie?
He might kill the kid.
That's
He might kill
Probably
someone.
kill some of the kids.
He might. If he kicked the ball as hard as he could,
Yeah.
kids would be doing backflips all
Yeah,
over the
that's
field.
true.
As imaginary as that one is.
Yeah.
Aditi, have you ever heard of somebody posting what is it?
3.5. Dan Moore's PFF passing grade
Worst ever.
was 3.5. It set the new bar.
I mean, I really can't believe that the Browns lost that game.
It's
Yeah.
insane.
I can't
The
either.
Steelers' defense was outrageously fantastic,
Yes,
obviously, but
they
still, I mean, you can't beat a team that couldn't muster anything on offense.
They had minus 7 yards in the fourth quarter, and they were trailing, and they won the game.
Yeah.
But I would argue, Aditi, that the Browns, I don't think the Steelers defense, I thought the Steelers defense was good. I thought the Browns defense was way better than the Steelers defense.
I thought
in
the
this game.
Steelers defense made
Yeah,
the
but they
big
didn't
plays
score.
in the big
they didn't
moments.
score the same way that the Steelers defense did. The Steelers came up with the money plays, with the splash plays.
They did.
And that's the
100%.
difference.
I
Yeah.
mean, so that matters more. At the end of the day, if
Agreed.
you have one play that nets, whatever, you have two plays that net 12 points, 2 touchdowns, right? Is that what it was? They had
Yeah,
2 touchdowns.
Two touchdowns.
I mean, 14
Touchdowns?
points, really.
Right. Like, who cares if you're defensively winning the rest of the game? You got to score.
You got
No, but to your point, it's like the Browns were able to run the ball with no problem. Their defense played great. I mean, we gave this stat before. The Steelers never took a snap inside the Browns 30, and they had negative 7 yards of offense in the fourth quarter and won that game. I mean, the odds of that have to be 1,000,000 to 1.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I've seen the Steelers win that way a fair amount. Wasn't I in Cleveland? So
extreme.
when Nick Chubb was hurt 2 years ago, right? I was in Cleveland, and it was like a 15-10 game, something like that. Do we remember? The Steelers beat the Browns. They kind of contained Nick Chubb, and the Steelers were middling that year too. Again, it's the splash plays. It's that you can
That's
play
it.
great defense, but when your offense is struggling, as the Browns' offense kind of was, it wasn't lighting it up, then the defense needs to score too.
Yeah, I agree with you on the splash plays. I mean, I know the Browns defense did make the interception and gave the offense the ball at the 19-yard line, and then the offense dribbled right down their chest.
Right.
They went 3 and out and missed a field goal. So they didn't take advantage of
I
it.
thought that was supposed to be solved. In fact, that was the text I sent to Joe Thomas, to Chris Rose, and to our producer, Jonathan Siegel. And I was like, I thought the kicker problem was solved.
And then he nails a 55-yarder that looks like it would have been good from 70.
I know. Oh, don't start me on this.
I know, it's maddening. But I think your point is the point. The Steelers' defense, maybe for the entire night, didn't play as well as the Browns' defense. But when the game was in the balance, when there was a pivotal play to be made, T.J. Watt puts on his cape. Highsmith was incredible in big moments.
Right.
And they made, this, as you call them, splash plays. That's the difference.
You know what, Jay? It's one of those things, and it's funny because Jim Schwartz talks so much about that front being disruptive and wanting to be disruptive and all of that, but you also have to have a nose for the ball. And it's funny because this is exactly my son. You're talking about Messi, so we'll talk about soccer. My son plays soccer. He's not particularly technically sound. I don't watch him kick the ball and think, oh, you've got, a great shot. but the kid just has a nose for the goal. I mean, every week he's scoring 2 or 3 goals. It just happened again. My husband texted me when I'm in, where was I? Denver. Oh, Nico had another 2 goals.
Wow.
So you watch him. He really doesn't look that great. No offense, Nico. Sorry. Thank goodness he's in school. He doesn't look like one of the better players at practice. But game time comes, and he's his team's leading scorer.
He's a gamer. I love it. Nico's going to be a star.
At the end of the day, right. That's more valuable.
I want performers in those big moments.
Well, by the way, Aditi, I quickly looked at that 15-10 game. You're right, 15-10. The Steelers had 20 plays inside the Browns' 30-yard line. 20 plays. And they had 100 yards of offense in the fourth quarter. To me, this was unlike any game I've ever seen. It was crazy.
I mean, that's fair. That is fair. I'm just remembering that sometimes it's, the defense that really carries the day.
Yes.
Because you're saying the Steelers offense did that, but they still only had 15 points. So it's not like this is one of those, Ben Roethlisberger throws for 300-yard juggernaut things that they lost. It's just...
Yeah.
It's disappointing. It's frustrating. It's funny because I was in Denver this past weekend, and this is a conversation I had with Pat Surtain, because that Denver defense has been really, really good. And Denver, since the start of last season, has lost more one-touchdown games than anybody. They can't seem to – their team has scored – the defense has held – last year, the defense held opponents to 17 or fewer points, I think 6 times, and lost. And Dick LeBeau used to say, if you hold the opponent to 17 or fewer points, you've got a 99% chance of winning.
Yeah, you should
Denver
win.
is losing in that way. And so I was talking to Pat Surtain about this and how you don't just get so frustrated with the offense or how you avoid the split within the team, within the locker room. And he's like, well, at some point, we just have to score too. Winning is about all of us, and you have to pick up the slack. You have to have
the
each
Pittsburgh
other's backs
defense
in some
did.
way.
They added 2 touchdowns, and that was the difference.
And in that game you were doing, I was watching a lot of that game. You did a great job. And Denver did score points, but they choked. I mean, Washington made a good comeback. Brian Robinson Jr. was fantastic in that game.
And you know what fueled that turnaround was a fumble.
Yes.
So Chase Young provided the pressure that forced a fumble on the other side. Washington recovers the fumble, and all of a sudden, Washington goes. I'll tell you, that kid, Sam Howell, is so impressive. He's very level. He's a coach's kid, but he's got a lot of, internal fire in him. He's deceivingly athletic, and there was a big, big difference on the Washington sideline from the Denver sideline.
Wow. Do you mean in quarterback
leadership? I phrased that
leadership?
very wrongly. Yes. The energy, Washington was down. Washington was down 21-3.
Not shocked.
And there were no hung heads. There was no giving up. There was full engagement. There was a lot of, fire. And then as soon as there was the first touchdown, there was fire. Ron Rivera was, in guys' faces about how proud he was. I mean, there was this one moment of Ron Rivera going to Brian Robinson and kind of holding him and just being like how proud he was of him.
Wow.
And Denver, meanwhile, when they were up, they were fine. And then as soon as Washington made a ball game of it, and there's still a whole half of football to be played, Denver just kind of deflated.
Wow. That's Sean Payton and Russ. Those are a couple of guys that won Super Bowls.
By the way, Aditi.
Exactly. You didn't see anybody walking up and down the sideline saying, keep your head in this, or we're okay, or we'll come back, or settle down. And what's different is that I talked to Sean Payton at halftime, and he actually was not alarmed or anything. He was very level. He said, it's fine. We're fine. And I was like, what? He said, look, we did so many good things in the first half. We just build off of that. Let's just keep doing what we did. It's not like we can't do it. It's not like we haven't figured it out. We did figure it out. So Sean brings that sort of, we're still in it, but nobody on that sideline really had it. And that was weird.
Aditi, Tyvis played with Russell Wilson. And I don't know if you heard this. He's hiding behind his mask right now.
Oh, gosh.
He said, when you started saying what you said about Sam Howell versus Russell Wilson, he said, not surprised.
Oh.
Show yourself.
Not what I said. That's
What'd you say?
What I said. Russell is a great guy. Russell is a really great guy, just not a great quarterback. Aditi, speaking of great quarterback.
Wow.
Coming into this week, we got Deshaun Watson.
I want to tell you about my meeting with him, and he says all of the right things, but I kind of need a translation. So maybe you and I can talk later?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Anyways, talking about great quarterbacks. Deshaun Watson, he had the game that he had. Obviously, Nick Chubb is down. They got the Titans.
I'm gutted. They got say that publicly again.
Wow.
I am gutted.
Aditi,
I mean,
the word
Tuesday sad.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I asked the guys to use one word to explain the game Monday, and my word was gutted. There's no other way to say it. I didn't even celebrate the touchdown, the go-ahead touchdown. Moments after, I couldn't even celebrate it. I was still in shock.
Yeah. Me too. I'm so. Anyway, I'll start crying if we keep going there. So he is what is good about football.
Yes.
He is what football is supposed to be. As I tweeted, if I could have a team of Chubbs, I'd be deliriously happy forever and ever. And anyway, let's just hope it's as routine repair as, routine is a funny word, but that it's not worse than that. Moving on.
Quarterback play. Quarterback
Right.
play against
Not good.
Tennessee. We got Deshaun Watson versus Ryan Tannehill in this upcoming Sunday. What quarterback play is going to be better?
Oh, God.
Well, it better be Deshaun's. I mean, now's the time, right? Deshaun told us in the preseason that this offense has been running through 24, but now it's going to start running through him. Okay, well, there's no 24. So it has to run through you now, Deshaun. And everything that we expected to see out of you in the preseason, we are waiting and ready to see. So let's go. That's it. And Tannehill was better in the second game. Yeah. Week 2 was significantly better than week 1. Week 1 he kept missing guys. Week 2 he was threading the ball better, and he's got some nice receivers. I like that 1-2 punch he has at running back. But Cleveland's home, and it's time. And there better be an emotional charge from what Kevin Stefanski said, that everything we do now, we try to channel Nick. And I hope they also feel, it's funny because Odell said this to me, Odell Beckham Jr. said this week 1 in our meeting with Baltimore. And he said he's just so much more grateful after having come back from that injury. He just recognizes what an amazing opportunity it is that we get to play. What an amazing opportunity it is that we are healthy. And he keeps saying that to his teammates. Seize the moment. You're healthy. You don't know how long you will be healthy.
Yeah.
You don't know if you'll be healthy 2 minutes from now. So seize the moment when you are healthy. And the Browns need to do that.
Aditi, when Deshaun Watson played before his first game with the Browns, I don't know if you can remember before that game. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being no doubt, 1 being a lot of doubt, what would you say was your thoughts on Deshaun not being able to or being able to get back to being great? Were you at a 10? Were you completely convinced that at some point he'd be great like he was in Houston?
Yes.
Okay.
You mean this summer? This summer you're asking me?
No,
or when
last
he was
year,
signed?
before he played his first game last year.
Oh. No, I was not at a 10. Before I ever saw him play last year, no.
Okay. So where were you before you ever saw him play last year?
I was optimistic.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't think that maybe like an 8.
Okay, but you were a 10 at the beginning of this
7 or
season?
8. Yes.
Okay. After 2 games, he's continued to play poorly. But it's 2 games, but it's 8 games since last year that he has not played any good games. Where are you right now? Are you starting to lose faith of his ability to turn around?
No.
Are you still at a 10?
Not yet.
Still at a 10?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Good.
It's so early. It's so early. And it's funny, we were meeting yesterday and Adam Archuleta, my analyst, was saying that Deshaun actually had tons of success in Houston when his line was kind of shoddy and he didn't have a great running back.
Right, we talked about that. Yeah.
He actually operated really well. Now, this line is very good, and the Browns still clearly think that they can run the ball. They don't have Nick Chubb, but they still think they can run the ball and they can support these 3
Aditi,
backs
I got to disagree with you a little bit. I got to disagree with you a little bit because I don't agree. I don't think we could blanketly say their line's good. Their tackles are not good right now.
I will say, I thought DeJuan Jones, so last week I got in trouble because on Pittsburgh radio I was asked, will TJ Watt have a field day with DeJuan Jones?
I know, we heard, we played the clip.
Oh, of me on the radio saying no?
We couldn't hear you, Aditi, because Mike was talking to us.
Oh, okay. I think he's probably trying to clear me because you have another guest coming. But
No.
You played the clip of me on the radio?
No, we didn't play the clip. You told us about it.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. I thought we played the clip.
Okay,
My
yeah.
bad.
So I said that because I really thought that DeJuan Jones would be okay, would be, ready for that moment. But again, it's the kid's a rookie. It's the first time he's ever played on Monday night.
Agreed.
It's the first time
Agreed.
he's played in prime time. It's the first time
Jed
he's
Will
faced a
stinks.
defensive player of the year.
Jed
What
Will
was
stinks. Jed Will stinks. He can't play.
You said that.
Okay.
Maybe there's a more diplomatic way for me to go about saying that.
Hey,
but
we
sure,
have
I'd
10
love to
seconds,
see him
Aditi.
raise
We
the
literally
level of
have 10
play.
seconds. Kareem
Okay.
Hunt back to the Browns. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
We have to see about his attitude.
Interesting.
Let's see.
Thumb sideways.
That's it. No, that's
let's
a
see.
diplomatic answer from someone who
good point.
is considered a team reporter. So she's heard things. Aditi, thank you.